Do you guys remember if I made an accent?
No, you didn't. I don't think.
Good.
No.
I might lean into my accent a little today. Bring it a little wider. Get a little higher.
Even listening back to the previous recording, my English accent is still very terrible, I have to say, despite being born and raised.
That's okay.
It's not yet quite convincing. I've met many Germans here who actually have a much more convincing English accent than I do.
You need to go higher and roll your ass.
I'm not quite trying to be royalty, darling.
I always wanted to sound like an old, retired, like general. We'll have tea, we'll have crumpets, and then we'll take on the enemy.
Getting some Blackadder vibes.
Oh, if only. Yes.
Blah.
Hello and welcome back to Tales of podcast. This time we are Tales of Delta Green. Specifically, Tales of music from a darkened room. If we're going to keep with that format of putting Tales of at the beginning of everything.
Absolutely.
It seems clumsy when I'm trying to talk through something, but it does look good on a title. Welcome back. We are on our second session of this Delta Green scenario, which finds us in the suburb of Meadowbrook in New Jersey in 2017. I will be your handler tonight. There's Fabio. And I'm going to pass over now to our house GM.
That's what I'm going with these days.
We're going with House GM. Jan, who's going to introduce herself and her character, please.
Hi, I'm Jan. And tonight I'll be playing Selena Goodwill, FBI profiler, expert human behaviorist, amateur animal behaviorist, cat lover extraordinaire.
How am I supposed to follow that? Hi. My name's Charles, and tonight I am playing Eric Paras. Apparently not the best person to come up with a cover story. Fire, and Native American enthusiast extraordinaire. I just added that in there. Extraordinaire. Enthusiast extraordinaire.
Enthusiast extraordinary.
Hello, I'm Mike, and today I am playing FBI Special Agent Lucas Boshiers.
Nailed it.
I was so scared that would come out Australian. When I was practicing in front of the mirror today, it was all that I could get out. He's serial killer is what I'm going with. Ooh. Extraordinaire.
Thank you all. So, our session one brought us to, as I mentioned, the suburb of Meadowbrook in New Jersey, specifically to investigate the death of FBI Special Agent Arthur Donnelly and his apparent suicide at 1206 Spooner Avenue. In our last session, Lucas Boshiers came up with a fake FBI investigation to give you your cover story. You arrived in Meadowbrook and you started pounding dirt looking for people to talk to, places to investigate. Agent Morgen interviewing with local law enforcement. Agent Micheal was on Spooner Avenue canvassing the neighbours, and Agent Madeline was interviewing the county coroner, who seemed to have some more information that wasn't on the official record. So let's go back now to Selena and her interview with the county coroner.
I see. I spend a lot of my time around older professors. I am not averse to some day drinking.
Glad to hear it. Let's go. He leads you out, he locks up behind him, and he walks you down the block to a pretty empty bar. It's quite dark inside. He sits you down, you order drinks, and he drinks a full whiskey before he starts talking. So, the Donnelly case. Yeah. Damn strange, and of course just one in a long line of strange deaths in that house. Damn strange. Previous one, Yamila Isari.
Yes, I do recognize the name.
She cut her throat in an absolutely identical way to Donnelly. And, you know, I hope you don't take offense to this, but men, when they slit their throat, they'll do it in one slash, and that's what Donnelly did. Women tend to, we call them hesitation wounds. She had none of these.
I see.
She went straight at it. Again, blood all over the place. If you find some photos, or you can just take my word for it, the blood splatter was very similar. Maybe it was identical.
I see. That is unusual to be identical.
Damn unusual. The presence of something blocking the spray of arterial blood onto the mirror, identical again.
I see. Do you yourself perhaps have a theory on this? Now that we are in more comfortable surroundings.
Well, I have to say that someone else was there. I can't explain to you who it was or how they got in or out, but there's no other rational explanation.
No footprints, though.
No, none at all. No evidence of anyone else at all. As I said, no rational explanation.
The police said that Donnelly had developed over about a period of 18 months depression and was becoming very distracted and withdrawn. Do you know anything about Isari's state of mind before her death?
Word around town was, well, she kind of blew into town a couple of years ago. She was spending a lot of money in antique shops. She really spent a lot of money refurbishing that house. She hired a lot of local contractors. She was well known around town for a few months, and then she kind of disappeared. Just withdrew into the house. Next thing anyone knew, she was dead. It's not the first time it's happened in that house.
Yes, could you tell me more about some of the former residents?
I'll tell you about the ones I know of. I believe there are more. I never looked into it. Of creepy enough stuff to look at. Delving into shit like this.
I'm sure.
Previous to that, there was a local lawyer named Tycroft. Lewis Tycroft. He handled my own real estate dealings, actually. That's how I knew the guy. He was a nice man. Again, he noticeably had a mental deterioration once he had bought the house.
Was he a local man?
He was local, yeah. Mm-hmm. He divorced his wife not long after the purchase of the house. He had an encounter with the police a couple of days before his death. Apparently some kid had knocked at the door. Tycroft answered the door with a fucking shotgun in his hand, babbling some bullshit. What was he saying? I can't remember now, but maybe One of the old gossips will know. C used that same shotgun to take his own head off
Oh
a couple of
my.
days later. Owner previous to that was, now this is a weird one. John Tyler. He moved into the house in 1989, if I'm not mistaken. Really, no one knew him. He was a blow-in. No one in town knew him. So I think he worked as like a night manager at a supermarket. He wasn't a very social guy. He was discovered dead on 12th of July, 94. So I ruled his death an accident. His lungs were filled with water. He drowned. But the bathtub was empty. And the stopper was in the drain. It was bone dry. There was no water anywhere else, just in his lungs.
I see.
No signs of struggle. No signs of forced entry to the house.
And what was the cause of death ruled as?
Drowning. That's what it was. How it happened, I don't know.
Very strange. Do you know if there are local known persons who often visit the house when it is unoccupied? Perhaps those that are squatting, for example.
No. I'd be very surprised about that. Chief Buffington cracks down on vagrants pretty hard. And the neighbors are pretty old. There's a lot of curtain twitching, if you know what I mean. They watch everything that goes on the street. Anyone breaking in would be reported straight away.
I see. Most unusual. It seems unusual to me that there is an interesting mix between deaths of people who are living locally and those who are coming from outside.
I guess, yeah. I as I said, I don't know the rest of the history of the house. I know that it's got something of a infamous reputation in town, but I don't know the details of the history, so I can't tell you who the other owners were.
Strange that the house is so infamous, and yet local people keep trying to purchase it.
That is strange. That is really strange. And have you seen the house?
I have not yet, no.
It's nothing to write home about.
I see. Have you ever had interest in the house itself?
No. You know, sometimes you walk into a place and it just feels wrong.
Yes, I do.
That's what that house is like for me.
Have you been there?
Yeah, when we went to collect the bodies of Donnelly, and prior to that, Izari and Tycroft too. I went to collect his body.
I see. I have just one further question for you. Unless my teammates want to psychically try and send me any more questions. I know that Agent Donnelly was not local to here, but he was living in a house not too far away. You don't happen to have from the report what his address is, do you?
Sure. It probably turned up in a file that you got from the FBI or something.
All right, okay. Well, Perkin, this is most unusual. Indeed. Having been working on so many bodies from the house, do you have any, how do you feel about it? It's kind of odd, don't you think? Is there is no evidence, for example, of any local cultish behaviors?
No. Cults? No, I've never heard of anything like that around here.
Well, we are the FBI. We can't rule out the satanic panic and all such things.
But I'm a man of science. I deal with the evidence that's in front of me. Sometimes the evidence doesn't really stack up. In the case of 1206 Spooner Avenue, it frequently doesn't stack up. But we still need to approach it in a rational manner.
Absolutely. Which is why I'm hoping to find some rational and logical answer.
Well, if you find anything out, I'd really love to know.
I shall bear that in mind. Well, Perkin, we are most likely going to be around for some time. I would very much appreciate it if I could call on you again if I have any further questions.
Absolutely. That's what I'm here for.
And if anything else comes to mind in the meantime that you think could be pertinent to the investigation, here's my card.
Oh, hold on to that. And as you're getting up to leave, you hear him calling for another drink.
I take out some bills and put them on the table and give him a nod.
Nice to meet you, Agent.
Nice to meet you too, Perkin.
All right, folks, what's next?
Klasky. Do you think she's going to give me more? Am I going to get more information from the neighbors, or should we just say I do the rounds as poorly as I did last time?
Do you want to try Klasky?
Sure, but I'm happy to.
Everyone's got something to say. It's
Right.
just a matter of whether or not you ask.
Am I going to end
the
up
right
seducing
questions.
an old lady again?
Again?
I don't know if that'll work with Klasky, Imogen Klasky. She's very old.
You're like our version of the team bard. I seduced the old lady.
Who was that? When did you seduce a lady?
Oh, you weren't in. I don't think you were in that game. We did a Monster of the Week.
The first game I played here, I was a teen seducing an old lady, and it was like the next game. What is it? And then it's Tilted London.
We made jokes about it in Tilted, yes.
Indeed. Let's do this.
So you're calling on Miss Class.
Indeed.
God,
I still don't know how to intro this, but let's see.
let's just
You
start
had
in
like
kitchen.
you had like 20 minutes to think about
I know. The whole time I was like, okay, well, here we go. Hi, I'm an informant for the FBI, outcasing information as an assistant. What's up?
Let's fast forward to her kitchen. You're sitting at the table.
Yes. Am I drinking coffee again?
Sure.
I'm gonna have so much
You're going to be
jitters.
so hopped up by the end of the day.
Yeah.
But I'm going to ask you to give a persuade roll before we start. In terms of, so this has been your introduction and your story.
Yeah. Okay. I fell.
What did you get?
50. What do I got? 20. Yeah, that's 5 and a 0.
Okay, so she seems a little bit diddery,
Yeah.
but she's ready to talk.
Okay. I'm so sorry, ma'am. It's bothering you like this in the middle of the day. Your neighbor said you are a good source. I'm trying to get information about the old 1206.
The Wheeler House.
The Wheeler House. Well, now what do they call it that?
The Wheeler House. Everyone calls it the Wheeler House.
Everyone calls it.
Where are you from?
Oh, Maine.
Oh, you wouldn't know anything about it.
No,
It's the Wheeler House. Yeah. What was his name? Good-looking man.
Who?
Wheeler, the guy who built it. You fool. What was his name?
Sorry, ma'am.
I can't remember. He was. I can't remember. Michael
Wheeler.
big guy, big strapping stonemason.
Really?
Oh, you want to see the hands on this man?
Oh, wow. That.
Huge. I mean, I was
Huge.
only a little girl at the time, but my mommy talked about him. Him and his young wife, they were the talk of the town.
Indeed, and
She was the darling Meadowbrook, they used to call her.
Meadowbrook.
Yeah,
That's the town we're in.
the town we live in. You.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Are you soft in the head, boy?
A little.
He built it for her. Yeah. She got sick. Some kind of wasting disease. She got sick, and he built her a house to look after her. And poor man died.
He died building the house?
No. He built the house and he moved her into it, and then he died.
And she.
Years later, 10 years. No, a couple of years later. I don't know. Well, they were living there a while. They used to be in the papers all the time, parties and...
While she was sick.
No! God, why would she be in the paper for being sick? Damn, she was in the paper for going to parties.
Okay. After they built the house.
Before they built the house. He built the house for her because she got sick.
Okay, gotcha.
Keep up.
Yes, ma'am.
I got these pills here. Maybe you could do they're for my brain and because I'm so old, but maybe you need them.
Yeah. What's on the prescription?
Go on, what do you want to know? It's about that Italian woman that lived with her.
There was an Italian woman that lived with her?
Yeah. The old Italian woman who lived with her.
Who's the Italian woman?
When we were kids, we called her the crone.
The crone.
The crone. She's an old woman. The people said she was a witch. Ridiculous. She moved her whole goddamn family in or something, and they took advantage of that woman, that Wheeler woman. So her infirm and her husband dead, and then these foreigners turn up taking advantage of her.
And how did he die? I thought she was the one that was sick.
Yeah, a rock fell on his head.
A rock?
How do you think he died?
I don't know.
Rock fell off the county seat. He was building it, and a rock fell off. Well, a brick, I suppose.
Oh, a brick.
Yeah, crushed his fucking head.
Whilst he was building the house.
Yes, when he was building it.
And after her, the wife
he was
moved
a
in.
stonemason.
He was
built
a
stone things out of
Big
stone.
hands out of stone. Built the house.
That's right.
Dies building the house.
No, the county seat. He died building the county seat.
Gotcha. Died building the county seat.
That's right.
And then the old Italian crone moves in.
Well, no, actually, no. I got confused there. That was it. It was years later.
Years later.
The
Italian.
Maybe 10 years. Oh, I'm so old. It's hard to remember.
I'm so sorry, man. Please take your time.
10, 15 years later, this old lady moves in to take Wheeler.
Care. And Wheeler's the Wheeler. What do you call it?
Isabel.
The old Isabel Wheeler lived there. Yeah. She got better.
She got better when the old woman moved in.
When the old woman moved in. So for 15 years, she was ill in the house on her own.
No one saw her. She couldn't barely walk.
Stop throwing parties.
Yeah, no parties.
No parties anymore.
Old woman comes along, she gets better.
She gets better. Parties are back in.
Well, no, there weren't that many parties, to be honest with you. It was kind of a quiet house.
Quiet house, yeah. Even when the Italians moved in. The crone brought all of her. So the whole family are living there.
Well, this might take a little while, so let's see what the other agents are getting up to. Now, I'm going to give you all a little moment to think about what you're going to do next. Although hopefully you've already thought of it. I don't like that look, Mike, because I'm going over to you first.
I have 3 things on my agenda. The first one being go to the library to look up newspaper articles or any other information about the house. I wanted to go to Donnelly's address in the town because we heard that he had an address in the town. And I want to check out the storage place where the Greenbox is.
You can't steal all of those. I was going to see the Greenbox.
That's just my suggestions. If you want to take one, you can.
I was going to go to the Greenbox.
All right.
As much as I also want to delve into the house, I want to know more.
I would like to email Dr. Chief Buffington?
Yeah.
Chief Buffington. Just a follow-up email. Hey, it's Agent... What the fuck? I keep forgetting. Boshi.
Yeah.
I'd really appreciate you sharing with me any reports you have on file at your PD regarding the house on Spooner Avenue, 1206.
He would have given you any information that he had.
Cool. So I have that on my computer now. So will it have detailed all of these?
No.
But some of them?
No.
No,
it's a report on Donnelly's death only.
No. That's what I mean. I was asking for, because I know there's shit going on at this house and it's like not a new thing. I was asking him if he could rummage through
No, he doesn't know anything about those and he doesn't believe there's like connections to them. So
But they must have files based on previous deaths on record.
Yeah, there's death certificates and so on. And he can send you copies of the death certificates.
Yeah.
And it'll corroborate what Perkins said, and it'll corroborate mostly what the neighbours said as well.
Cool. Yeah,
But
that's helpful.
there's not anything new that the police have.
Yeah.
I would say, though, that the agent didn't tell you that they'd taken his phone and didn't offer to give you his phone.
No, we did know about that though. Someone had told us before. Morgan told us.
Yeah.
No, I'm Morgan. Mason,
Mason had told
but
you.
not the stonemason. Mason, Agent Mason.
Because it would be worth getting our hands on the phone.
Yeah, to see where else he's been.
Other messages, that's what are on there.
Well, I mean, yeah. See, maybe the FBI uncovered other things that they didn't.
What are
write
your
down.
next steps going to be?
We're gonna get the phone. We just need to talk to the newspaper and go to the seat. But I want to fucking get on with it and get inside the house and see what's.
Okay, yeah, we'll get to that. But first, we've got a Greenbox to examine. Agent Morgan is heading to the address he was given for the supposed Greenbox. All you've got is an address and a number, right?
Right.
You don't have a key or any way to access it.
No, but I can abuse my power. I figured.
Certainly can. Now you have your own car, so it's a short drive from the police station, probably about 15 minutes to Meadowbrook Storage, which is a small lot just southwest of Spooner Avenue. You pull up and there is a single 2-room trailer standing just inside a chain link fence. There is what do you call those things to lift up and down to let cars through?
A barrier.
A barrier.
A barrier. There's a barrier out front. It's currently up. You can drive in freely, and you see within the lot there's rows and rows of container units with roll-up fronts. Right now we're probably in the late afternoon. I'd say it's about 3 p.m. You can see that there's activity in there. There's at least one person you can see through the window of the trailer. What would you like to do?
I think Lucas is gonna just scope it out first, take a walk up and down the lots and find the locker that is in question, which is locker 2230. Just kind of examine the door, examine the handle, see if he can gather if anyone has opened or closed it recently, like within the last few days. I can't think it was like 2 weeks ago, right, that
Yeah.
the agent killed himself.
No one challenges you as you enter the lot, pass by the trailer, where you know there's someone working, and you go and look for the unit in question, unit 2230. It doesn't take you too long to find it. It's towards the back of the lot. But as you reach it, a voice cries out, and you hear a man going, "Hey, what are you doing over there? Hey, you're supposed to check in at the office."
Just taking a look.
Well, Jesus, you can't just take a look. People keep important, like valuable stuff in here. You gotta go. You gotta go talk to Mr. Micheal.
Does this guy look like he works here?
He's got overalls on and a badge that says Hank.
Okay. Sorry, Hank. Looks like we got off on the wrong foot. Me nothing
who?
by it.
Hank? Oh, no, I just bought these overalls. I'm not Hank. My name's Peter.
You hiding something, Peter? Where's someone else's name badge? All right, I'll go see your boss.
Yeah, you got to talk to Mr. Micheal. He'll sort you out. And he goes off about his way. You now see that like he has a toolbox, and he was on his way to do some job. He disappears, and you head back to the trailer.
Did I see anything? Did I get a chance to check the door?
Oh yeah, I mean he doesn't stop you from checking it out.
Mm-hmm.
He walks away straight away, so you can check it out if you want.
Yeah, I mean, tell me if there's nothing there. I just want to I think he would do his due diligence just to make sure it hasn't been accessed recently. That wouldn't make sense.
What's your criminology 50? You don't see any signs of anyone breaking into it. It's hard to tell if it's been opened recently because the surrounding area is it's dirt, but it's hard packed dirt. There's not really footprints in it. And yeah, they've all got those sliding up doors. What would we call them?
Shutters.
They've all got shutters, yeah. So it's hard to tell if anyone's accessed it recently, but it doesn't look like there's any damage on the lock.
Okie dokie. Then I'll head back to Mr. Meagley.
Mr. Miglia. You knock on the door of the trailer, which serves as an office, and a gruff voice from inside just shouts out, "What?"
Good afternoon, Mr. Miglia. A quick word if I can.
Who the fuck is this? Come in. I'm busy, can't you see it? And as you walk in, he's opened a drawer and he's pushing a pornographic magazine into it.
Exquisite taste, sir.
No, I was doing paperwork. Fuck you, man. What do you want?
Of course. Well, it's nice to meet you. My name is Lucas Boshi, as FBI Special Agent. I am here to inquire
FBI?
about...
FBI? What are you doing here?
I'm here to check out a lead on a recent case. I'm wondering if you can help me out.
Well, of course, we'll be as cooperative as possible.
That's what I love to hear. I'm wondering about the storage unit here, number 2230.
What's your unit?
It's pretty good, I think. 80.
At the mention of the unit number, you see he kind of deflates slightly. And he makes a show of shuffling around papers until he pulls out one, which doesn't look like it's related in any way to what you're talking about. Oh yeah, unit 2230. Yes, yeah, yeah. There's quite a fee owed on that. Hasn't been paid in some time. About 6 months behind, actually. Fee of $1,200 owed on it. So you here to pay that? Is that what you're telling me?
No, sir, that's not what my badge says. You know when it was last accessed?
Yeah. There was some guy here, Donnelly or something. He was the last one who checked into it. Forgot to pay though.
It's a damn shame. You got insurance out on that?
No, we don't have insurance.
Perhaps it's time to invest.
Yeah, maybe it is. God damn it. All right. Well, I've probably got the key back here. He turns around in his chair, and there's a wall of keys behind him, and he runs his finger along the numbers. You can hear him kind of mumbling under his breath. Fucking picks up a key and he throws it at you. There you go. Lock it up after you, please.
I'd put my hand out and catch it. It looks really cool. Thank you, sir. Then I turn around and head out to the locker. And I twist. I got some leather gloves on.
Yeah. Maybe you look both ways before you open it.
I definitely look both ways.
You think you catch a glimpse of Miglia poking his head around a corner, watching you. But when he sees you, he hides again.
Go back to your paperwork, Mr. Miglia.
You swing up the barrier, the door. It makes a big clatter of metal on metal as you open it, and you are standing in front of a darkened storage unit. There's a desk in there. There are boxes stacked around the walls. There's a musty smell. You know that Donnelly opened it recently enough, but it doesn't smell like it gets opened all that often. Apart from that, the walls are bare. There's a single light bulb hanging in the middle of the unit, and there's a light switch on the left-hand wall.
Okay, so first of all, I'm going to slip in and close it. It's openable from the inside, I assume.
Yes, it is.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and then just flick the light on when I'm alone.
Right, okay.
Could I lock it from the inside?
You could lock it from the inside, probably, yeah. Why not?
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right,
you know about
lock-
these nosy types.
You're locked in here. Yeah, so as I said, there is a table in here. As you get closer, it's not just a desk. It appears to be, it's quite ornate. It's perhaps like an antique table of some type.
Motherfucker took it from the house, didn't he?
There's a bed, a sofa bed here. It has been pulled out. There's no mattress on it, so you can just see the bare frame. There are 2 twin mattresses still wrapped in plastic, leaning against the wall beside the bed. There's 3 containers on the opposite wall, which appear to have biohazard symbols on them.
Okay.
There are 2 bags of some kind of powder or dust. They're quite big bags, like not quite the size of a bag of concrete, maybe like a bag of potting soil. Big enough bags. There's a pair of shovels, 2 shovels. They don't look like they've ever been used. Draped over the 2 bags of powder are some work gloves. It seems to be multiple pairs. On the table, you can see there's a lamp, like maybe would fit over a hat, like a hat lamp. Then there are various other. Sorry,
What's a hat lamp?
like a miner might stick on the
Right.
front of their hat, or a hiker, whatever. There are various metal and plastic containers of different sizes. It'll look like they could carry gasoline or other liquids. There's a couple of cardboard boxes on top of the table. There's some more cardboard boxes underneath the table. And there's something sticking out from behind the 2 mattresses, like it's like the end of a wooden box, and it peeks out from behind the 2 mattresses that are leaning against the wall. The light bulb doesn't shed a whole lot of light, but it casts shadows. It's pretty dim in here.
Okie dokie. Lucas scans the room and sees all of this, and he pulls a pack of cigarettes out and lights one. And he says to himself, "Looks like we could be here a while, Jack." And then he's gonna...
Someone been playing Deadly Premonition. I love that game.
Absolutely. Yeah, this character was always just a rip-off of... hence Agent Morgen.
Right.
Let's move quickly past that copyright infringement and the inevitable lawsuit and see what's going on with Agent Madeline.
So my original intention had been to go to the library to look up articles regarding the house. But just as a technicality, wanted to ask, considering that I didn't, but just for the sake of gameplay, I didn't get the information about who died in the house and whatnot. Is it worth me going to the library to get any further information than that? If I go to the library, am I just going to get lists of people who died? Or can I get further information from it? Like,
Without some names to go off, I don't think you have much to search for.
That's fine. Then I have two choices. Maybe the guys at the table can help me. Either I want to go to Donnelly's house, or I want to go visit the antique collector Elizabeth Tucker.
I'll just give you a hint here, because the county seat is probably where you want to go.
Okay.
Because that's what will give you a list of names of the people who own the place.
Okay.
If that's what you're after.
No, it's not that I was after that. I didn't want to duplicate it and waste my time.
Oh, right, okay.
Since Charles's character already will have, when we come to get converged together, we'll have a list of names. I didn't want to duplicate the effort.
Right, okay.
Did I write those names down?
I did.
No, I mean, did my character write those names?
It's certainly not an extensive list. If you wanted more details on the house, the county seat is where you get it. Or the library. Yeah.
I wanted to go to Donnelly's house just to look around and see what state he was living in, look for any clues there, but...
Sure, yeah. Oh, no, he had his own apartment. He did have his own
Yes.
apartment in town.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's say that the FBI gave you a key to get in because you were investigating this. You were investigating him. There's no reason for them not to give you a key. Yeah, it's on the other side of town. It's in a not particularly nice apartment building. You let yourself in to the apartment, and it looks like it's been professionally cleaned, presumably so that it can be rented out again. I don't believe any of his personal effects are here anymore. His wife would have taken them. Yeah, it's been mostly cleared out by the FBI.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't think you're going to find much there.
Okay. Then I guess I'll go to the county seat.
Okay.
Tell me there was like behind the toilet seat you found just like a bunch of pencil marks with a bunch of numbers that don't mean anything. It's the one place they forgot to clean. You know?
No, basically the apartment was the first place that the FBI went to after he was reported missing by his wife, and yeah, they cleared it all out. They took everything, so they told you about everything that was there already. Unfortunately, there's nothing else there. The county seat. Well, this is an interesting place. The county seat, of course, the scene of Mr. Wheeler's death, but only you know that so far, Charles. The county seat is an old brick building. It's 3 stories high. It sits on an intersection in the center of town, the center of Meadowbrook. You can see from the date plate over the door that it was built in 1901. It's a red brick building with large windows and stairs going up to the door. As you walk in, you're greeted by a young man. He's got kind of middleish long hair. He's got a beard. Not a particularly well kept beard, nor is his hair particularly well groomed. But he's wearing a white shirt with short sleeves. He's behind he's behind the desk. He's in front of a computer. He has the face of someone who is maybe playing solitaire on that computer. And there are several empty Starbucks coffee cups beside him. As you walk in the door, your character's very attractive, you described her as.
But covered in a fine layer of cat hair, yes.
Yeah, that doesn't seem to put him off. He looks up and looks at his desk, and he quickly pushes all of the Starbucks coffee cups into a trash container. You can hear them bounce around on the floor. He missed it mostly. And he says, hello, welcome. How can I help you? Hi. Hello.
Good afternoon.
He's clearly off guard here.
Mm-hmm. Good afternoon. I'm Agent Madeline.
Oh, Tony. I mean Freeman. Anthony. Tony Freeman. Anthony Freeman. Hi. I work here.
Tony, nice to meet you.
Yep, nice to meet you.
I don't know if you heard, but there is an investigation going on in town, and I'm gathering information for this investigation. Would you be happy to collaborate with the FBI?
The FBI? Oh, yeah. Yeah, the FBI. Oh, fuck yeah. I mean, sorry. Can you curse to an FBI agent? Hell yeah. Yes, heck yeah, ma'am. Yes. Well, what can I do?
Wonderful. I'm looking into the death of a fellow agent, a Arthur Donnelly.
Okay.
Did you know Arthur Donnelly?
Oh, I'm afraid not, no.
I see. He was found in 1206 Spooner Avenue.
Oh, I remember the headline now.
Yes.
Yeah. The Wheeler Dead House. Oh, yeah. He seems very interested now. Like, this is the first interesting thing that's happened in quite some time.
She leans very casually on the counter as if she's enraptured in the conversation. He's like, "What kind of stories have you heard about Spooner Avenue House?"
Oh, just the usual ones that the kids tell. It's just like a haunted house story. There's, I never really looked into it all that much. I just heard that like lots of people died there. Kids go by at Halloween. They dare each other to ring the doorbell. Shit like that. You know the usual. Every small town has something like that, I guess.
Oh, but you never did any such thing?
No, I didn't grow up around here. I went to college nearby and, well, I dropped out and didn't go home. And yeah, I just kind of stayed here and I got a job and it was easy to do and here I am.
Fascinating, absolutely fascinating. Well, I would like to look up some histories of the house. Can you facilitate that?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I got nothing else to do.
She kind of taps on the counter and a little puff of cat hair poofs up from her as she talks and she's splendid.
You can see he blinks a couple of times and he's about to sneeze and he just stops it. Yeah, okay. Well, there's the records room out back. I can show you that. There's no coffee, unfortunately.
Fantastic. How about tea?
Oh, yeah. We could have tea. There's a Starbucks down the street. They do tea, right?
Would you be so kind as to perhaps bring me a large tea?
Give me a persuade roll with a plus 20.
What's my persuade? 60.
And I'll tell you why, because the book wants you to bring him coffee in order to persuade him to do things, but I think that you've turned it around here.
That is a 96 without the plus 20. So that's 116. My persuasion is actually, oh no wait, it's the opposite way.
It's the opposite way.
So I got a 96 and I have a 60, so.
You got a 96, so you got a 76. Tea, yeah, I'm not really one for tea, but yeah, let's maybe someone else will come in. We'll send out for it. Anyway, will you see this room? It's crazy. And he leads you out back to the records room, and it's what you would expect from the outside of the building. It is a big room filled with filing cabinets, dusty old filing cabinets, and he says, "Yeah, of course, this isn't all the records. We've been digitizing this stuff, but it takes a while. All the money's been spent on the new library. Did you go by the library?"
No, I didn't yet.
Yeah, it would have been a waste of your time. It's just a vacant lot right now. It's gonna they spend $5 million on a new library. Look at the shit that we have here.
Oh,
not even a coffee machine.
What happened to the old library?
Oh, it burned down years ago. Before I even moved here, there hasn't been a library in town for ages, but the mayor promised a new library, and we're getting a new library. Hooray.
I see.
I think some tech company is paying for it. They're going to put in computers and shit.
So if I were to be, say, interested in some, looking up some old histories elsewhere regarding the house, I suppose I would have to try the newspaper archives rather than the library?
Yeah, you could go down to the
Sparrow.
The Meadowbrook Sparrow offices. They have old clippings. I think they've got a lot of it on microfiche. They're digitizing too, but they're way behind.
I see.
But yeah, here we have. There's a lot of stuff we can find here. Don't worry, we can figure it out.
Ah, wonderful. What kind of items do you have on file here?
So you want to look up Spooner Avenue, right? Whew. Okay. Well, we can find all the property records related to that house.
Splendid. Yes, that would be a great start.
Cool.
I also heard that there were multiple deaths in this house.
Yeah, that's what I understand. Yeah, we'd probably have copies of death certs.
That would be fantastic as well, and potentially could I also get some information on where those deceased persons were buried?
Yeah, maybe. I guess we can look. I got nothing else to do. It'll take us a while.
I guess that needs must.
I'm gonna ask, what's your bureaucracy?
50.
Oh, okay. No roll needed. With Anthony's help, you are able to compile a list of previous residents. And with a lot of work, it takes you the rest of the day. So this is going to go into the evening. You can cross-reference those with death notices. So you can find the causes of death. And I'm going to give you a list.
Is it a correct assumption to say that all the previous owners died in the house?
Well, let's have a look at this list, and you can figure that out for yourself. Check out our handouts channel.
We have a list of residents and then a list of causes, which is cause of death, which implies that they all died.
That looks reasonable. He also tells you that there are more records, but they are in a pre-1940s records. We don't keep them here. So you'll see things started in 1956. Oh no, they have the extensive records are kept off-site.
I mean, it starts in 1956 with the Wheelers.
Up to 1956, the Wheelers.
Ah, I see. Right. So that implies years of residency, and then the second date is death.
I'm still chuckling that this guy had a bin right underneath his desk, but still left every single one of his Starbucks coffee cups on his desk. To the point where somebody came and he was like, ooh, and just shoveled them underneath his desk. Like,
People don't come in here very often.
Or maybe he planned to recycle them.
yeah, I don't see that.
Yeah, so I think it takes you most of the rest of the day to find all of this information.
Speaking of taking all day, let's go and see what's going on with Agent Micheal and his meandering interviews with the neighbors at Spooner Avenue.
Yeah. Even when the Italians moved in, the Crone brought all her. So the whole family are living there.
Well, I guess maybe there was only one of them.
Okay.
I think it was her brother or something.
Her brother.
He got in a fight or an argument with some politician's son.
Oh my.
What happened? Someone killed someone? No, that's not right. There wasn't. I don't know. Someone died. Some politician's son.
Some politician's son died.
Got in a fight with this Italian guy, and
Indeed.
yeah, it was real bad business. But yeah. Anyway, they up and left eventually.
They up and left.
I guess they had a falling out with Wheeler.
Isabel.
And she went downhill again. She got sick again. She died a few years later.
She died a few years later. And then
Then they sold the house. What would you do with it?
I don't know. But who sold the house?
I don't know. Her estate.
Her estate. Interesting. And they still own the house
Real
today.
estate or no. Other people owned it.
Fair enough.
Then someone else bought it. Who's the next? Someone else bought the house straight after her. The Creases.
The Creases.
I was in the 50s. Yeah, the Crease family. Yeah,
Yeah, and then
Not the Canadians. No, that was after the creases.
No, the Canadians came after the creases.
Yeah.
You're getting ahead of yourself here, son.
Right, I'm sorry.
Yeah. What was his name? George Crease.
George Crease.
He tried burning down the house.
He tried burning down that. Why did
Yeah,
he
he
want
set
to burn?
fire to it. I don't know. Maybe barbecue got out of control, or maybe he was arguing with his wife. I don't know. Who knows why anyone does anything?
That's true, but this is when the weird happenings start happening. The weird deaths.
Well, yeah, I guess maybe. Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. Crease, he shot his wife.
Whoa.
Then tried to burn down the house. That's what
Then
happened.
tried to burn the house.
Yeah.
And their children?
Did they have kids? I couldn't. I don't remember. If I don't
Probably
think they
not.
did.
Okay, cool. Right. He survives.
He survived. Oh, did he?
He dies in the fire.
He. Oh no, he shot himself.
He shot himself. He shot the
himself.
wife
He double barrel shotgun, one barrel for his wife, one barrel for himself.
and then burnt the house.
That's what I heard the story was. Well, he must have burnt the house down before putting the fucking gun in his own mouth, mustn't he?
Indeed.
And it didn't take anyway. It's still there.
It's clearly.
I think one of the neighbor. The next door neighbor. Oh, what's his name? Crazy old fucking coot with a turquoise door. He moved over. He ran over and put out the fire.
Oh, he did. Interesting. Turquoise door, you said.
Yeah,
Not green.
You couldn't miss it. It stands out like a sore thumb.
Now, and then from the creases on, there's a series of unfortunate events. Oh, I should say perhaps more.
Lots of people bought the house and lots of people died in the house, if that's what you're asking.
Yes, that is what I'm asking.
Well, yeah.
And my understanding from Turco's house was Turco's door was the deaths were always singular. There's always one person that died, but on the creases is two
Maybe.
of them.
I don't know.
Well, who came after the creases?
The Canadian
Oh, the Touré.
family. Yes.
Touré.
Yeah.
Their son died.
Oh yeah, little boy.
Oh, that's very sad.
Yeah. They had a little girl too, but she was okay.
She was okay.
They left.
Yeah.
And then there was
the lawyer?
No, that was much later.
Oh my, I'm
There
getting ahead
was,
of myself again.
Oh, there was a doctor. Dr. Weaver. He was a
Weaver
local doctor. Dr. Weaver.
moved in on his own in this big old house.
Yeah. He was a lifelong, one of those lifelong bachelors.
Oh my.
You know what that means.
Mm,
I mean, it's a modern world now. You know, we don't have to keep things like this hidden
No.
anymore.
indeed.
Poor man had to hide his
Yes.
whole life, and then he goes and kills himself.
Oh,
A terrible thing to happen.
wow. And then?
That was electrocution. Electrocuted himself. Yeah,
How does one get around?
probably an accident.
Fair enough.
After that, there was I can't remember. You'll figure it out. Someone at the newspaper will help you
At the
out.
newspaper.
There's that kid down at the county seat. He has all the records of all the owners.
It's the same seat that knocked out the first
It's
wheel.
the same one.
There you go. See, everything's starting to make sense now.
Well, you got any more questions? Because I'm
No.
kind of tired.
Oh, I'm so sorry, ma'am. I would hate to take any.
It's difficult talking to you. You know, you're a little slow.
I'm afraid you're not the first person to tell it to me. I think that's what my mom used to say whenever I had to do the math homeworks. I'll be sure to leave you on your own. Is there anybody else you think might be able to give me information about?
What's your job?
My job? Oh, I'm a firefighter, ma'am.
Oh, what in the hell are you doing asking me these questions for?
Between you and I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either. All right, well, I got to go to bed. Get out of my house.
Is it like what, like 1 or something? Yeah.
She just realized that she's talking to her firefighter for some reason.
You have a good.
Yeah,
Good nap.
whatever. She kind of slams the door as you can hear her mumbling behind. Go, fucking firefighter. What the? Okay, and let's go back to Agent Morgen, who's over at Meadowbrook storage, where the Greenbox is located.
Yeah, well, okay, I have a list. Good thing I wrote all that down. He's gonna walk over to the desk and just like rub a finger over it. The dust. Kind of
dust
give him an idea of how long it has been exactly.
It's
roughly rub it.
It's been here at least months.
Okie dokie. And this desk, does it have drawers?
No, it does not. It's more of a table than a desk.
See.
Yeah.
Okay.
It does have boxes
Yeah.
on it and beneath it, though.
Got a few cardboard boxes.
Mhm.
I'll have a flick.
Yeah,
through these.
in the cardboard boxes, you find 3 what appear to be brand new keys, newly minted keys. They are taped together between 2 pieces of cardboard, so it's like they're sandwiched between the cardboard and it's taped around it. But they seem to be brand new house keys.
Mm-hmm.
Next to them in the box are a couple of boxes of shotgun ammunition, shotgun cartridges. Behind that box, you see that there's another box of shotgun cartridges. Behind the table, you see that there's another box of shotgun cartridges. There's many shotgun cartridges in here. Beneath the table, those boxes, when you move, there's a large box. When you move it, you find there are in fact 2 shotguns back there. There's 2 Mossberg shotguns. And when you take a look at them, you see that the serial numbers have been filed off. Inside the boxes that are underneath the table, you find a folder that's filled with ID cards and various pieces of identification, birth certs, death certificates, different types of official documentation, and a load of ID cards, all with photographs of the same person on them and different names. You find a Nikon reflex camera and a telephoto lens. There's a small plastic box, like a Tupperware box, like a lunchbox, and it's filled with what looks like burnt photographs. And there is another folder that has some twine wrapped around it, like a paper folder, and it's been wrapped in twine. Keep it closed.
You say burnt photographs, is it just like a box of ashes?
It's not just ashes. It's mostly like the edges of photographs. You can tell that they're photographs from the edges, but they've whatever was the subject of the photograph has been burnt.
Mm-hmm. Like Mr. Donnelly was a bit paranoid. I say, looking over the umpteen boxes of shotgun ammo and the 2 guns. Who needs 2 guns? 2 shotguns. Is he dual wielding?
It might have been. Guns akimbo.
Yeah, he goes through all of this. He flicks through the IDs and the documents. He grabs the keys. Kind of, I don't think they are a match, but he would just check it against the locker key that he's just found.
They're not. No, they appear to be house keys.
I assume then it's Spooner Avenue, maybe, or safe houses. Ooh, who knows? I will collect those in my evidence collection kit.
Mm-hmm.
The Nikon camera. Kind of rummage through the box of burnt photographs and see nothing salvageable, perhaps.
You can't see exactly what the photographs were supposed to be of, but you can see that they appear to have been taken inside a house. on many of them you can see the edges, maybe like frame, like the edge of a picture frame or a mirror frame. Some of them are certainly the edges of a mirror, as if maybe the photograph was taken of whatever was the reflection in the mirror was.
I don't think Lucas heard about the mirror. I knew I took a note of the mirror, but I don't think anyone mentioned a mirror to me. Okay. Interesting, though. Let me take...
There's one where you can see it's probably less burned than the others, and you can make out that you don't know what he was taking the photograph of. It looks like it was mostly floor, but there appear to be like scratches on the floor, old scratches, like something heavy had been moved a long time ago. Or moved many times and had been varnished over, but the scratches were so deep it didn't cover it completely.
Okay, I will take the photographs that have these ones you described, and I'll put them in their own pouch. Is it like baggies, I guess? And then he'll flick through the camera to check if it's got an SD card in it and see if there are any digital photos still left on it.
Or is it an SLR?
It's an SLR, yeah. No, it was a camera that used film. Yeah, it wasn't a digital.
Okay, then is there a film in it?
There is no film in it, no.
Then I will leave the camera where it is. What else have we got? We have got some keys. What's in the immediate vicinity?
So you can see some of the containers appear to be for gasoline. As I said, some of them have pour spouts on them. When you count them, there's like 14 empty quart-sized metal containers for gas. And there's 2 large plastic containers. They're all empty though.
Conspiracy to commit arson? They don't have a smell, do they?
No, they don't appear to have ever been used.
Okay. There's the containers. The soil, the powder soil, the bags, are they new? Have they been open? You said that they were like untouched, right?
They're untouched. It is a white powder.
Snorted.
Does Lucas recognize what it is? Does it have a label on it?
Yeah. When you pick it up and turn it around, the label is on the other side. It's quicklime.
Quicklime. And what is that used for?
That is... Now, I may be betraying the fact that I only know of these things from movies. It's generally used to pour over bodies to burn the face off.
It's a clean product originally, no?
It is, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I imagine if that's the case, then Lucas immediately knows what this...
Yeah,
what's going on
he would
here.
certainly know what it's used for.
Okay, so I probably don't need to take that with me. I'll take a note.
Okay.
What do you think? What would be the right thing to do? Because there's no... Would you carry that with you?
This is not a crime scene.
Yeah.
But you did say that there was 3 biohazard containers.
Yeah, I got it all. Actually, I missed that one. Thank you.
So, I mean, this was accessed by Donnelly, but no one considers this to be a crime scene.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is a Greenbox.
Yeah, this is like we got this from the handler, not from anyone in town. Yeah.
Y'all know what Greenboxes are for Delta Green, right?
Right.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Would you like to extrapolate for the audience?
I will explain for the audience. Greenboxes in Delta Green and probably in spy tradecraft are drop points, dead drops, where agents at the end or earlier in an operation may bring artifacts, evidence that they don't know what else to do with. They'll dump it into Greenbox until someone can figure out what to do with it. Or they might leave weapons. For example, if they fly to a new city, have to buy illegal firearms, and then can't bring them with them afterwards, they might leave them in the Greenbox. They could be of use to an agent in the future. On this occasion, someone left 2 shotguns and a fuckload of shotgun cartridges, along with other bric-a-brac. We can put such a term on what we've just found.
Just put it in the bargain box at the next car boot sale.
Yeah.
I want to see the biohazard containers.
The biohazard containers are they're plastic. The top flips off them. They're might be used in a hospital to dispose of needles or to transport something. When you pick them up, they seem to be empty. They're certainly light, and there's nothing rolling around inside there.
Mm-hmm. Trying to. He wants to. Maybe he planned to take something out. All these pictures. Maybe there was something there that he wanted to capture. There's a wooden box behind the mattresses.
Mm-hmm.
I spot that. I want to take a quick peek, and if it looks safe, pull it out.
Okay. Do you move the mattresses to get to it?
Yeah. If it doesn't look like there's any.
Yeah, sure. As soon as you get over to that part of the unit, you can smell what smells like earth, soil coming from this box. You move the mattresses back to reveal a small coffin.
How small?
It's about 4 feet long.
Full of dirt. Or I guess I have to open it to find out. Is it sealed?
It is not sealed. No, it has been opened. I mean, you'd still have to lift the lid.
Yeah. If it's I'll take a peek.
Yeah, when you get closer to it and move it out into the light, you can see that there's a small brass plate on the front of it, just a small little nameplate. It says Anton Toure, Toure,
Ooh.
with a little accent on it. It's French. I do not speak French, so I don't know what the
Touré.
Toure.
Yeah.
I also don't
Pretty
speak
good.
French, but
And the date 1957 to 1966. When you open it, you do open it, yes?
Yeah.
There is the very decomposed body of a child.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Give me a sanity roll, please.
also just a reminder from looking at my notes, the Touré family used to live at the house.
Yeah. Can I dispute that as someone who regularly probably sees bodies?
But this is the body of a child.
A very decomposed child.
Very decomposed child.
I mean, the FBI might see that often, but it doesn't stop it from having an effect on them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But
Because you're not immune to violence yet, right?
no, I have nothing.
not
I
a
feel like I
fresh
should have
body.
something though.
Yeah, so until you're immune to violence, you will always take rolls for violence.
Okay.
But I don't know if that's violent, is it?
This is a pass.
Not necessarily.
No.
Yeah, we'll put it in there. It's a pass. Okay. You take no sanity loss.
Do I take violence?
You have to fail sanity check without reaching your breaking point to become immune to that sort of sanity loss.
Okie doke.
Just gore. Oh, that's violence.
It's not violence, but I don't know what else it is.
Guys, write
It's
in
a-
and tell us
it's
what
a sanity
kind of,
roll anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you want to look at anything else? Or do you want to examine the corpse? I don't know what you'd find out, but
Yeah, I don't know if there's much to glean from examining a decomposed body.
no, it's very it's gone.
Like 20 years old, right?
No,
Wait, no,
Wait,
It's
no,
way older than that.
1966, yeah. It was,
Yeah.
Wait, so
It's mostly like skeleton and very dried pieces of skin. Maybe there's hair left, there's teeth, there's some clothing. But yeah, there's none of the soft parts of the body left.
Turns and faces you and says, "Feed me."
Mama?
I wonder where Donnelly found that. Is there a graveyard nearby?
This is a local graveyard, yeah.
It might be a place to check out. Maybe. Is that worthwhile? Is that a location in your list of locations?
I don't have a list of locations.
Okay.
Improv, yay!
The metal and plastic containers, we saw that. That was empty fuel stuff. We checked out the cardboard boxes.
There's
have
some folders that are wrapped up.
Mm-hmm. You said there was multiple folders. One of them was wrapped up, and the others were what was in the others?
The others, one of them was all of the fake IDs, and then the other one was wrapped with string.
Okie dokie. I have not checked out the bed yet. That is perhaps just a bed, but I will go and check out the bed and like run my hand underneath the frame in case he's hidden anything.
No, you can see straight through because it's a sofa bed that's pulled out and it doesn't have the mattress on it anymore. It looks like maybe Donnelly slept here sometimes and decided to replace the mattress, but didn't get around to doing so because there's two mattresses wrapped in plastic.
One time I'm taking like extensive notes and I didn't bring a notebook. Just because I'm running out of border space on my character sheet. When was the last time you called a shovel a spade?
It's two different things.
Is it?
Is it?
Yeah, shovel's for shoveling.
Right.
It's like concave.
And now you're about to tell me the spade is for spading.
No, a spade is for cutting soil. And it's sharp and straight.
Sharp, yeah.
I never knew there was a difference. I always just thought it was an American thing to call it a shovel.
No.
My parents didn't teach me much, I guess.
Wait. Hold on. Are you telling me that the English only say spades?
No, they say shovel and spade.
In my experience, the English only say spade.
Oh, there you go.
Desk, done that. I've written down container here, but that was before the metal and plastic containers. Was there another container?
No, there was the biohazard containers
That might
and the metal and plastic gasoline containers.
Gotcha.
Headlamp?
Headlamp.
Work gloves.
Headlamp, work gloves. Yeah, that doesn't sound exciting, but I will check them out just for...
They don't look like they've ever been used.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go to that folder. I'm gonna bring it over to the desk.
All right.
Took a long drag. And yeah, I just cut it open.
Cool. Okay. I'm gonna give you a handout. It's on Discord. Can you guys see Discord?
Yes.
So after a few minutes of reading through these pieces of paper, you realize that these are Donnelly's notes. I've given you an example there as a handout. You don't need to pay too much attention to what's written there just yet. I'll explain some things first, but that's an example of the nature of the notes, the way that they're written. And this is a page that's particularly decipherable. As it goes further and further through the notes, they become just scribbles and etchings. The torn notebook pages are filled with the scrawl of Donnelly's handwriting. The first pages are the most coherent. They give a sense that 1206 Spooner Avenue had consumed Donnelly's mind for years. Being a local, he'd heard many stories of the Spooner Avenue house when he was a child. The thought that it was haunted, like the story said, never really crossed his mind as an adult until a few years back when there was someone named Amanda Braintree died in the house. There's not much more information on her, just a mention of her name.
That one didn't come up, did it? For you guys?
Don't remember that one, no.
Brain tree.
Yeah.
I like
It's going to take you like probably a couple of hours to go through this, and in the course of that you learn that Donnelly had been investigating the house under the guise of a would-be buyer. His notes say that he found himself actually considering buying the house. An idea that he doesn't know where it came from, but he managed to... he says he shook it off like a cold, though it did feel very strange. After that happened, he sent word up to Delta Green and waited for a response. But his notes say that they never replied. The notes then jump in time to when Yamila Isari entered the picture. But now they're very haphazard and disjointed, the notes. It's difficult to make out what he was getting at. It seems like he approached her and tried to dissuade her from buying the house. But he recognized in her some kind of fierce hunger for the house, which he knows that he felt himself. But she could not be convinced, and she went through with the purchase. He stepped up surveillance of her at that point, and he notes that she seemed to isolate herself, having started out visiting many antique furniture shops in the area, and decorating the house in this kind of frenzy, this manic frenzy of work, and then she just shuts herself off inside the house. The last few pages become increasingly bizarre. There are statements that are written as if they're math equations. They don't seem to be in any order. Reading through them, it paints a picture of a man who's bent on this single purpose. All that he's thinking about is the secret of 1206 Spooner Avenue.
God, 12 is 06 times 2. Figured out the maths.
Your UMINT of 80%, you can tell that by the end of these, of the time he was writing these notes, Donnelly was certainly psychotic at this point.
Okay. I'm definitely going to take these papers with me. Mm-hmm. They should not be left here. I am concerned about the baby corpse, now that I have been here. Don't know what to do about that one. I don't think that will fit in an evidence bag. Okay. What do I do?
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Are you looking to empty out the Greenbox?
Only the stuff that would implicate. This has mentioned Delta Green by name, so I definitely need to take the notes. And the other thing is the baby. But the rest of it could just be a crazy murderer.
Well, if you like, I can go over to Jan while you think about what to do next.
Yeah, cool.
But
because I've already established that this is an FBI investigation into a possible serial killer link. So the rest of the fucking Lime stuff, that's like, yeah, we can pay that off. Yeah, I guess the baby too, but that's like a little too linked to what's going on in town, I think. But yeah, the only thing I need to figure out what to do about that.
Okay, back to Agent Madeline. Do you have more to do at the county seat, or?
If you're moving on already, it sounds like there's not much more for me to ask, so.
No, you can ask more things. I don't think you have time to do more research. But
That's
you can ask
fine.
some questions, certainly. But he doesn't seem to, like...
He doesn't seem like he knows a lot.
Like you know as much as he does now. Haven't found these records.
Mm-hmm.
wait, I was gonna say, ask about ask if there's any more details about the Wheeler, like the creators of the house, since it starts with them. If standard, like, we gotta find out where the curse started.
Can I get that at the county seat?
Um,
I'm not really sure what information I can get at the county seat, to be honest. I don't even know really what... Is that like the town hall?
It's like the town hall.
But
yeah.
what kind of information they store there, I'm
Like-
not super sure.
Property records, death certificates, that sort of thing. Not newspaper clippings and things like that. There may be some other records you could find, but you would have to decide exactly what you were looking for in order to find them. Like perhaps by choosing a name and searching for records related to that person.
I mean, my main thing would be probably looking into the Wheeler construction of the county seat, but I don't know about that story yet, so...
No. Charles, just briefly, you were canvassing neighbors.
Yeah.
Do you continue canvassing
No.
neighbors?
Is it bad form if I jump in the house on my own?
No.
Like right
please
now?
do.
I was hoping you would.
Yes! Yeah, I'm like, okay, cool. I've annoyed the neighbors and it's mainly oldies. I'm like, oh shoot, like I guess. And I think that's on par with my character. My character would be like, all right, fuck this
Real
shit, let's
seeker.
go in. Yeah. I think Eric kind of thought to himself, I'm more of a doer than a thinker anyway. So namaste, motherfucker.
I'm going to say that the neighbors did. Talking to even just 2 elderly neighbors will take several hours.
Yeah,
So while
think so too.
while Lucas O'Shears is reading through Donnelly's notes, you are listening to Mrs. Klasky as she recounts her tales of
Mrs. Klasky and what was his name again? Dudley, was it?
yeah. It's going to take you several hours
yeah.
and many cups of tea.
Yes,
Perhaps.
and a lot of deciphering of what they're saying.
So, in that case, Agent Madeline,
Why don't you call your fellow agents and get an update?
That would be my next thing to like. I know that you're going into the house. Like I would have said that I'm going into the house today, regardless. So I would call you at some point.
So do you guys want to check in with a phone call before Charles goes into the house?
Well, this was just going to be my question. You said that for both of us that this takes quite a bit of time, and that depends on how long did Cat, give me my notes. Michael's canvassing went on for. Would we be able to sync up time wise?
No, because he said after 2 of the people he's going into the house. So,
Exactly.
Yeah, no. So you'd still.
So he
be
would have
working.
gone into the house before us.
Yeah.
So I think at this point I would, for me time wise, I would be contacting the other agents to, let's say, go to a diner and collect our information together. But my presumption is that he's gone into the house already.
Is he gonna die?
Probably. So I would say at the stage that he's saying he wants to go into the house, which is after talking to 2 neighbors, and outside I can push that to 6 p.m. But what you're doing would probably have taken. Oh yeah, let's say you have gathered this information by about 6 p.m. You've finished talking to those people at 6 p.m. You went into the unit at 6 p.m. right?
I think
No.
you said it was afternoon.
It was in the afternoon, and it took you until about 6 o'clock to read all these notes. So let's say it's about 6 o'clock. You've just finished reading. Mike's just finished reading the notes. You've just finished compiling this list, and you have just stepped out of Mrs. Klasky's house, and you're looking down the street at 1206 Spooner Avenue. And his phone rings.
Just before you, I imagine that he starts to stride purposefully towards the house,
Yes.
and then there's a buzz for our group chat.
Mom? Oh, is it text or is it a?
However you like.
Well, I don't know. You tell me.
You tell me. It's 2017. You
Aye.
should know what the technology is like. What do you
I
want?
don't know. I don't remember back then.
You can have a group text. You can.
How safe is texting at that point?
Oh,
That's up for you guys.
WhatsApp has been.
Then I'd say we'd probably call. So you get
They
a
can
call from Madeline.
Traced as well. WhatsApp is
But
encrypted.
we're on burner phones, right?
You were
drug
given
drug
one
addicts, drug
burner phone.
addicts, drug dealers use WhatsApp. We'll be all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Signal.
Signal.
Was that in 2017? Because there's Telegram as well. I
I
don't
had
really
Telegram. Well, some encrypted chat.
know. Yes.
I would say that Madeline writes that she's got details on the history of the house owners. Let's meet and share info.
Yeah, that could wait. Puts his phone in his back pocket, strides right up to the house.
Perfect.
All right. It's winter. It's getting dark. It's quite
It's
dark at 6
already.
o'clock.
Oh yeah, no, it's already nighttime at 6 o'clock. I mean, I don't know. Now
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
I mean,
about it.
you saw this. You saw the house from a distance during the
Right.
day, and it didn't look like much. Kind of.
Yeah.
nothing really remarkable about it. As I think we said, it was like a Gothic revival sort of style, single-story house.
Yeah, something straight out of Psycho.
Though you saw that there was like an extra room on top of the garage, maybe. It looked like a later addition to the house.
Okay.
At night, it's different.
Oh.
As the darkness has settled over the neighborhood, 12:06, it doesn't look quite as nondescript as it did in the daylight. Now it's like it's squatting there, waiting behind the bushes of this unkempt garden, as if it's like waiting for you to come down the street towards it. If a house could lurk, that's what this is doing. Of course, houses can't lurk, but maybe sometimes they can. The windows reveal nothing but complete blackness. And uninviting as it may appear, you feel drawn to it. Like you want to get there. You want to step on the porch. You want to knock on the door and look inside. You walk down the street, pull your collars of your jacket up around your chin. It's getting cold. You can see your breath in front of you. The light snow has started. There's no one on the street. There's no sounds. The snowfall that's moved in kind of has dampened any sound that would have come from other streets, the busier streets around you. And it's completely quiet. The end of the garden, there's a footpath leading to the porch. It's overgrown. There's a wooden porch. There's no light here. It's you can just about see the front door.
Yeah, let's knock.
Right beside the steps up to the porch, there are bushes.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't been trimmed in quite a long time, and they come right up to the edge of the building. You step onto the porch, and the wood creaks underneath your feet. And you would swear that you can hear music coming through the front door.
What kind of music? Oh, like a piano. Isn't that Beethoven?
What's your art?
That's common knowledge.
Yeah, that's
It's Moonlight Sonata.
Yeah. My art is 0. Do you want me to roll for it?
0. That sounds nice.
Yes. I can hit 0. Yeah. I'm feeling lucky.
Yeah, this is what you hear through the door. It's still completely pitch dark.
Hello? Where's this music coming from? Hello?
It continues.
Time to knock on the door. Ba-da-ba-ba.
You knock on the door. You hear a woman's voice on the other side. Come in!
Oh, shit! I'm so pumped right now.
And the lock clicks.
Clicks.
And the door opens.
Oh, the door opens on its own?
Just a fraction.
I'm so glad you're going in alone.
And the music stops.
And scene.
Thanks for listening, folks. If you enjoyed this, please leave us a review on your podcatcher of choice. It'll help spread the word and help others to find us too. If you have any comments, questions, or just want to get in touch with us, you can. You can find us on Twitter with @TalesOfPodcast. We'd love to hear from you. This episode's Tales of crew is Fabio as the Game Master, Mike as Lucas Boshears, Charles as Eric Paras, myself as Selena Goodwill, as well as our audio producer. You can reach me on Twitter with @ThatLastJan. All music and sound effects used with permission and may have been modified for use. Details and links can be found in the show notes. See you next episode.
What smells like earth, soil coming from this box. You move the mattresses back to reveal a small coffin.
How small?
It's about 4 feet long.
I was secretly hoping you'd say about Jan size. I was like, what?
Jen is at least 5 foot.
I was just going to make that joke.
Fuck off. All y'all fuck off.
Aye.